think it's indicative of the higher proportion of issues linked to mental well-being. I think our staff have worked very, very hard to support these young people at each stage. So even when they were in year 9, year 10, year 11, they know these young people really well. They know how best to support them and meet their needs. And I think the fantastic results, whatever those grades are for them, but the completion of these courses and the fact that they've successfully actually got to this stage of their learning should be celebrated by themselves and their families and the schools.
How would you say the comprehensive schools are able to accommodate different options now? What has that given to them in the way of opportunities they might not have had previously?
At this stage, we're going from, in terms of these particular students moving forward, so they've just finished their level 2 GCSE qualifications. Our offering at A level is quite vast because we offer a consortium approach to their subjects, so regardless of their host institution, they can access any of the courses available in the college, Westside or Bayside. I think they've been given a lot of guidance by their schools through their examination results as to what process to undertake to select the best course of the next stage for them. There are people on hand in all of our 3 educational institutions to support them in making those decisions. I would encourage them to think carefully about the choice. A-levels is not the pathway for everybody. It will be the pathway perhaps for a significant proportion of our young people, but it might not be the pathway for everybody. So I'd encourage people to really reflect and make the decision that best suits them as an individual.
For those who don't see A-levels as their preferred option, what about vocational opportunities, internships, that sort of thing? Where would you say we're at with those sorts of opportunities for young people?
We have a number of courses on offer which assess students in more of an ongoing portfolio type assessment. So I would encourage them, to look at their strengths and see how they perform under different circumstances and make the choices that are best for them. We are looking at increasing our vocational offering, but we're also somewhat dependent on what courses the UK examination boards have on offer. They've really reduced their suite significantly since the pandemic, and so we're looking at what they are bringing out and what they're offering and what we can then offer our students locally. So it's very much on our agenda, and we're pleased with what we offer so far. We think the courses we're offering are doing well, but we want to increase that even further.
There was this talk of inflation last year of grades, and students who've had exams this year, if they might not be happy with the results they got, they might feel a little bit like, oh, it's not fair, my peers didn't have to sit through this. What would you say to students who might be having that feeling?
Well, I think the young people, I hope the young people that have got their grades looking at their own success story and their own journey will recognise what that grade means to them, pertinent to their journey. And like I said before, I think our young people are much more than just their grades, so they know what has gone into that. I don't think any young person will be looking at, well, you're in a way, your question is asking me to look at individuals and their responses, but in comparison to the broad statement of everybody. And I don't think that it's as easy as that. Will some young people have felt, oh, other people got their grades on the back of non-exams? Perhaps. I think there were people last year who were disappointed that they didn't have the opportunity to do exams. They've been working towards it, something, and then other people will forever think of them as the COVID pandemic grades, which were, if anybody looks at the year that they've qualified, their grades will always have that sort of, label on it. So I think whichever way you frame it, look, the last 2 years were challenging for everybody, regardless of whether you got your results last year or this year. Be proud of your own achievements, and I think that at the end of the day it symbolises that individual's journey, which should be celebrated regardless, even if they haven't done perhaps as well as they intended. Hopefully it will still be a learning opportunity for them to go on and progress in the future.